As we get into the warmer months of the year, there's a renewed push to protect and preserve Long Island Sound. I'm Jason Newton. Coming up, we'll explain how you can help out.
And a Shoreline Church is preparing a home for refugees who will come to Connecticut. New at 6, a push for hundreds of millions of dollars to be poured into Long Island Sound. Good evening, I'm Ann Nyberg.
And I'm Scott McDonald. The hope is to not only protect the environment, but also to promote job growth. News 8's Jason Newton spoke with state leaders today on the plan to preserve the Sound. He joins us now with the latest on this. Jason.
And Scott, decades of development and pollution threaten the water quality and overall health of the complex ecosystem that makes up Long Island Sound. And as the weather should start to warm up and bring people by the thousands, one Connecticut senator is looking for big money to protect the fragile estuary. For over 50 years, Bill Hammett has fished Long Island Sound.
The entire area is good for stripers and blues. They're catching some blackfish in New Haven. It's a nice area to fish.
He's been around long enough to remember the bad old days of the Housatonic River that dumps all its contents into the Sound.
You couldn't swim in it. It was really bad. It was a lot of it was industrial pollution, but a lot of it was farmland pollution.
The industrial contaminants have gotten much better lately, but Monday in Hartford, advocates were sounding the alarm about the health of Long Island Sound just weeks before beaches will fill with visitors.
From research here in the Western Sound, we are right at the brink where shellfish can no longer reproduce.
By virtue of the fact that we live in this state, we have an obligation as citizens of the world to make sure that Long Island Sound is here and the habitats that surround it.
Murphy is calling for $860 million on what he calls the Long Island Sound Investment Plan to protect and preserve the Sound. The Connecticut Audubon Society Coastal Center in Milford says everyday citizens can also help out for a lot less money by being mindful that all chemicals, pesticides, even styrofoam coffee cups can end up in the ecosystem.
Everything we do on a daily basis can go into Long Island Sound, and then it could come back to kind of affect us in a negative way if that gets into our drinking water.
Senator Murphy sits on the Senate Appropriations Committee, which is in control of discretionary spending. He's hoping his position will help him win approval for his Long Island Sound investment plan. Live in the studio, Jason Newton, News 8.